All right, here we are. We're back with another order flow installment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this tutorial and order flow review is going to build on absorption. Or absorption is a very, very key thing based around my tape reading because it always tells you a few things, okay? Positioning, size, and reversal, right? And what you'll see in the series of these videos is that the same thing happens again and again, again and again and again, because they have to transact at the end of the day. That's my whole thesis with tape, is that they have to transact. So if they have to transact, they have to do their very best to hide what they're doing, right? But on the tape, we can see exactly what they're doing. Okay, so this example is from, what day is it? Excuse me, July 2nd. July 2nd on the NQ. Now we're going to use the MNQ because it's a lot thicker than the NQ. And we're going to start on this candle already. We're going to start replaying on this bar. So we're going to look at like a 3-bar sequence. So these are going to be 10-minute auctions, right? So this video will be about 30 minutes. But this, you're going to get another thorough breakdown on how this stuff actually happens. Okay, and it's going to build on my last video. And guess what? You're going to see the exact same thing happen. Okay, so let's set the stage. This is the open. This bar right here is going to be the 9:50 auction coming into the 10 a.m. close. 10 a.m. close is very important because it's the 30-minute close, but also 30-minute close, very important. Also, it's the 4-hour open. Okay, 4-hour close, 4-hour open. Previous 4-hour auction started at 6 a.m., closes at 10 a.m. This one goes from 10 a.m. to 2, and this is why we put a lot of focus on the 10 a.m. open and close and the 2 p.m. open and close. Okay, so let's get into it. As you can see, we are pushing up. We sold down, trapped everybody below 3,100, and then they bid it right back up. We pushed up. This is the key thing to notice right here. Let's just kind of break this down. We pushed up into this 3,100, 30,200. You can see a lot of people sold here. There was a lack of a bid. See this 1 in 23? This goes bases on what we've been talking about in these videos. There's no bid here, right, on this close. Let's look at it like that. We push, boom, and then everyone's just like, oh, short 200, right? Oh, look at that, it rejected 200. And then when this next candle, everyone's short, right? Boom, 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 boom. Here's our level here right at 3180. Now watch what happens. They barely close it over, right? But we got some really good bid support here from around 55 down. You can see this. You can do some quick ads, right? 10, 20, 25,000 contracts there long that bought through 125 through 5. About 20-point range, they bought up a lot of size. This is where your bid support is, right here, right? Everybody sold 30,150 on this side. They got ran through, right? Stops triggered, send us up here. There's a lack of a bid. Now, in this very next candle, this is what we're going to replay, and we're going to build from here. And we're going to see this massive, massive absorption up here. Okay, but what happens here is really interesting. Watch for it when I hit play. There's no bid here, and then what I want you to watch is on my custom delta studies. I want you to watch when the bid kicks in, because this happens. You got 9,000 contracts that come in here right at the previous high where there was no bid. We went 23 contracts at the high done in auction to 6,600 contracts. So they came in there and they're just like, buy it, right? Over 200. Everyone that shorted here thought they had it made. These guys came in and bought the snot out of it and drilled it. And what you're going to see on the side-by-side delta, I'll run through it with you as we play it. Okay, good. So we're going to start with the open of this bar. Start on a slow pace, and then we'll kind of watch it maybe 2x. Play. Sure we're good. Boot it up. All right, we're good to go. All right, so here's the close. We barely close under, right? I'm going to pause it at certain really, really kind of important areas here. Let me turn on my, oh no, I can't annotate. All right, so we sold. Now, you really watch as we come into 200. See this little line right here? Right at 30,200. You watch when it comes up to the area of failure, how much come out. Watch this side-by-side delta on this custom study. You watch how much this side goes green. Right? It's really impressive. they try to sell it. You see how much buying comes in. See, there's good buying just starting to come into it, right? A plus 224. Right? So there's some decent buying going on coming to it. 300, 340. Now, right here, we put the same week buy print. So we did 23 contracts, 24, right? We immediately pop just over 200 and we start, and now they start to sell it, right? But now just watch what happens here. Ah, now we've got a bid imbalance growing here. They're starting to really, really buy it up here, right? We got a positive buy imbalance by about 500 contracts. It's nothing crazy, but you can see now the top here is now spinning, right? We're now at 366 plus 255 on the delta, right? There's a lot of people starting to buy this now. Very, very quickly, this auction is turning to this might push. See how much buying's coming in here? Look at this. It's all buying. So you can just literally draw a line here right at 85, right? And just, it's all selling beneath it and it's all strong buying now of it. Bid has moved up here. They had bid support, boom, boom, boom. And now they're trying to put a floor here into 200, right? So they're trying to put this floor in right here and just be like, no, buy here. So we're just going to let this run a little. See the strong buying coming in here? Look at this. You don't want to short this, right? Unless it pops again and puts in that weak sell print. Now they are taking on inventory. You can see them selling here. Look at that. Look at that 20. Yeah, back down negative. So they reloaded the boat here, pushed into the bid. Look below it. Now watch what happens when we come back. Okay, watch these numbers start spinning. So really watch 544.73. See if they start increasing in buying. Whoa, you see that right here? You see that? Somebody marked it in and said, nah, bro, we're going up. Going up. Go rewind the video and see what happened with that 196. Now strong buying kicking in. New highs. Strong buying coming in here. Right where that print came in, this 196, this 198, basically they're putting a floor under 2. Keep trying to buy it. Very strong. You see there's a very active seller here right at 217. New highs. It's really strong. Look at this. Look at the strong buying coming. Even at the high here, we're at plus 600. Right? It's increasing. 196, 375, 613. Right? We keep going up, and it's just consistent buying as we push up. You don't want to get in front of this. This is like short covering and just breakout buying during the balance session. Everyone's just buy. Right? So you could draw a line at that previous high and go, it went from 23 contracts now to 32.72. That came in absolutely. And now they're still trying to fight it. So there's some selling coming in here at the highs. But if you look at my side-by-side delta, man, it's all just, you don't want to get in front of this. Now we make a new high. We put in a weak sell print, a weak buy print. Sorry. And you see some absorption going on. So if you're really quick on the draw, the second you see this, you short with this guy. Now, ideally, I like it to hit this level right here. I'm not going to get into these levels. Really kind of, I don't talk about it on for free kind of things. So won't hear me blasting that stuff. Place in the chat, talk a lot about it, but this isn't what this video is about, right? We're not focusing on these levels. We're talking about the tape. If you want to scalp, you trade with these guys. So this could go down and maybe test the bid right here, right? And so it gives you an opportunity to go from like, 38, and then you put your profit here into around 40. Just go boom, boom, right? And then we'll see if it comes back and tests this bid, or if they just pound their way. It's a strong tape. I don't like shorting this stuff, but we'll see if it gives us a little pocket. If it makes a new high right here and this 32 starts spinning, look out. Then he's got to cover and he sends it higher. See the bidding coming in here? Yikes. 46, 47. Everyone's going to short 50 here. So new high. We'll see if it pulls back any here during this candle. There's still 7 minutes to go on this candle. So we could absorb this little push here, maybe push down, test the bid, or they're just going to strong buying. Look at that, plus 450. A lot of buying still coming in at the highs. Bids moved up here. They're trying to shore this up and just put in a higher floor. So this is a very strong auction, right? Now, we could see a short setup off this level here in my 275, but I don't want to get in front of it. I would want to let this auction close, trade the level close, and then show me what I want to see on the tape and then short. Right? But as you can see, pushed up, my diagonal delta is all selling, right? So now we've got a good, nice distribution up here on the offer, and we're trying to push down here a little bit. A lot of people long here, high, right? It's fairly thin here on this push candle. We'll just see if they hold a higher, don't let. A lot of times on my live streams, you hear me talking about the open. Go watch my live streams, attend the live streams. I give an hour, hour and a half free tape read. Really, really good stuff. So as you can see now, we're getting really top heavy, right? So sell, 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 sell. If you look here, 4 or 5, okay, there's about 5,000-6,000 contracts long here. What'd I say? Boom. Come in, come down to the bid. So right there, that gives us a small little window to look for a trade. We spot the absorption. We spot the sellers. We're not done yet, though. We're going higher. There's more good stuff coming. But right now, we have some really good absorption on this push. Strong buy, buy, buy. Get there. Boom. We saw it. We saw, okay, where's the bid? The bid's down here right around 207. If we can hold this area, then maybe we can just look for an area here to order flow wise, just to pull back into the. Right? Obviously, we'd like to come back here and touch like down. This is really good tape absorption of the inventory. And now you've got stuck people high, right? So you've got all this heavy volume high. Stops can push us down. So we test the bid. If this pushes down, the bid has to break. Okay. Push right into the bid here. Right here. See this 1633? That's your bid. See how it came down literally right to it and pushed back into the supply. So everybody is long here, looking for a 250. That's what this tape is telling you. There's a lot of people buying high. Market is trying to fade those guys. See how it comes back up there to 250 again? Chart traders, they're stuck there. Cover, 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 get it. But this is why people chase these moves in really obvious places. But the tape is being bid, right? So our bid, even though they're selling it, the sellers aren't breaking down yet. There's just a strong distribution. So if you do the math, you can just quickly go 7, 5, man, that's 12,000, 13, 14,000, about 15,000 contracts here rotated. People long here above about 20, right? So ideally, where's their stops? They're most likely going to be below 200, right? Most likely. So you can say, okay, well, 20,000 or 15,000 or so long above here. See if the sellers can get it. If it stays bid and they can't break it down, it puts these guys that are selling the market here. It's going to possibly go. So yes, there's distribution and they're pushing the auction down, but we're not breaking the auction down and making a bid, supporting bid. Look how strong this is. It's almost exact. 85, 80s, 85. Look at this. Let me just pause right here. This is a guy who's very aggressive here. 844. 8,696 contracts bought. 8,608. There's 10 contracts of difference. 11 contracts. This is how good the algos are. This is how good they are. But when you have the right tools, you can see what they're doing. I always say they have to transact. It's very important. You can see that this seller up here, everyone who's buying into this 850 breakout, 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 there's a very crafty algo here that's selling into that volume. Contract for contract. Slick. You don't trade 9,000 or 8,500 contracts and keep it within 10 contracts of each other without being really, really, really. Okay, so isn't that crazy? Look at that. That is just beautiful algorithmic work. Whoever's running that. Really nice. But now you know there's going to be stops beyond here that can send us higher. Now it's up to the bulls to buy through this. Okay? Watch how tight they keep this. This is great tape. As you can see, you've got your bids sitting here underneath. It's very well supported here from 840 all the way down to 195. It's really well supported. Watch every time we push into the bid, do the sellers get anywhere with it? Watch this. All the way down to around 207. Do we get anywhere with it? Here we go. We get into the bottom. Look, look, look. Trying to get below, trying to get below. See, we get right to the bottom of the bid here. Low, looking below, trying to. We're right at the bottom of the bid support. Tap, tap, tap. Trying to get below. Look at this. Look at this bid. At the bottom of the bid. Now, you may ask, this is a really good example. Sean, there's all selling on your side-by-side delta, and there's all buying on your diagonal delta. Put that together. That's what I discussed in the room. You want to come learn a little bit more, it's free. Right? There's a whole free side. You can come and learn this stuff. I do a ton of work for free. Other stuff if you want more. A whole bunch of other stuff. I talk about this stuff. This is really, really good stuff right here. This tutorial would be like, so how do you put that together? It's really easy. I do explain it. But let's keep going because I want you to see what happens into this candle close. Right? Back up here. You see how the positioning, we can't break this, right? Come in, they buy it, they buy it. They really try to sell it down, push it down, push it down, push it down. They can't. Coming back up, another rotation, apply. Now, did the sellers sell everything they had here? About to find out on this rotation. Just continue to unload, unload, and push it down. So here, when we come back up, I want to see this red delta. I want to start getting smaller, start positive. I want to see some bids coming in. I don't want to see them pushing it back down. I want to see these red prints get weak. $40, $150. See, this more to $120. That. Okay. Yeah. 550. What happens here? 500, 480. Thing, sellers adding. 500, 400, 480. Nice. 480s, 500. We're buying. Look how strong, how much selling's on. Really watch these numbers. 5, 5, 6. 6. The buyers are coming in here trying to push. Look how tight this offer is. 7 now, 740s. These things got to buy over 760. 760 has to bid 900. So you see now how this delta is flipping? Strong. This buying is coming in. So if you're short here and you can't see this tape changing really close to your entries, you can't see this, you're in trouble. Now, I will say in this area, I always look for price to reverse. So this is a good start to distribution, but I know as a passive seller, this can go, right? They could offload a bunch here. We could explore into here, here, and here and go see what's there. Right now, they've offloaded 13, 14, 15,000. Even a lot more if you go down to the 200s. Distributed. Strong buying coming in here. 30 seconds left to go. This is going to be a strong auction close. Once you got this big print here sitting right at like 237, right? And we close above it. I always look to see if this next auction pulls back and tests that higher upper support and actually see if it holds this time. 12 seconds. This is just beautiful tape. 10.8 thousand sold, 10.9 thousand, or 10.8 bought, 10.9 sold. Oh, see how they closed it? Key thing here. Where did they close that candle? They closed it over the offer. Trying to get people to buy the breakout. People buy the breakout. They pull the bid. They sell it down. So everyone who thought this thing was going higher right away This is why you don't buy breakouts. Immediately reverse on. So now we're coming into this bid, and then we got this monster bid support down here. Okay, so let's see what happens when we try to pull it back. Push down, trying to see the side by side. It's not that strong. I'm mainly looking for my level to hold. I'm looking for 23 to really hold this pullback. Holds, we're going to look for to see if they can bid by that. See, look at this. Okay, now look. Came down. Even if I zoom in on this a little bit, 5, you'll probably see a weaker print there in that wick. Nope. See what I mean? 8,000 contracts sold here last time, 500. It's a complete drop off. So at this point, the sellers are running out volume. And these are the quick decisions that you will see on the tape. This is why reading the order flow is always the fastest, instantaneous. As soon as an order flow trader who knows what they're looking at can see it, be like, got you. Oh, the market's gone. It's like, oh, what? Right? They're so fast. So now let's see what happens. Tighten this up here. Now you're going to see a big, okay, and we're going to walk our way. We already had a ton of information here to the upside. Now let's see. Now we want to watch new highs. So it's coming up to my 273. I want to see what happens. I'm looking for it to top out here, here, or here. Right now the auction is still strong, but we haven't really moved past distribution. It's a very weak new high. Right? Tried to buy there. Now it's up to them to bid. Now look what they're doing. They're now bidding here where they were bidding previously. Very high bid auction. Watch if this thing starts printing here over 60. You really got to print past 60 here. You want this thing to go green. See if our side by side starts spinning here. Stuck here. 80. Watch these 480s and 530. Here we go. 540, 560, 600, 630. Wow, 740. Big bids coming in. Boom. Try to buy it. I want my level to trade. See what's going on. Trade it. We're almost there. A lot of buying coming into the level. Huge buying coming in there. Wow, 1,000. $1,090. Seller right here. He's saying, yeah, here too. Sell a little bit more into. It might let it go up a little bit further, but we're going to be really slick about this. Look at this. So this positive buying, if I look side by side, I got a 1209. That's really strong buying, right? If I look at this diagonally, there's another number that I don't see, but if I lessen it, I'll see it. It's a negative 3,200. Someone's still here, man, unloading to auction. Looks strong, selling. High. So every time I watch a new high or a new low and I watch the print, okay? Watch the prints. Are they strong on highs? Now they're trying to buy it plus 3,300. Trying to buy it higher. Bids being put in here. Got a nice bid imbalance here now if we do diagonal calculation. 62 buying coming in. Every new high, every new tick. Watch to this. Any signs of this slowing down? Okay. Is there any signs of this slowing down? Right, not yet. To hit here. Pretty much coming there. Okay, you see the sellers starting to step back into this auction? So they sold a whole bunch here. They sold a ton here. They sold a ton here. Now he's starting to absorb. Strong buying coming up. Now he's starting to take on inventory. I'm looking for sellers to engage here. This is what I want to see. See if we can make a new high here, 85 here, 80. See what the tape looks like. Look at him coming in, getting bigger and bigger. Yeah. Plus 400 on side by side, but negative 20. It's coming in here. He took it all. So now what I do is I watch this new high. Stop for. I watch this new high. Who bought over basically 30,200? How much? 28, we'll say 355. That's 85. 311. 14,000 contracts here along basically of 30,000. Just by quick math, just by looking at the numbers. Price is doing exactly what it should around my levels, right? So now I know that if we push below here, 237, basically 250, right? Under 250, most of these guys are underwater. But as soon as we start offering below here, 237, where this higher bid support, we've got room to go down to here and possibly down, backfill further down towards here. Let's see what happens. All you got to do is understand the positioning, right? Where the stops are. Very easy to see. So let's let this 5-minute candle, 10-minute auction close. We got half of this candle left. And the bulls get this thing back over, right? Can they get it back up and continue? A lot of times bulls will take 2 or 3 runs at it, like during the auction, like come back up, Phil. They'll come back up and then you get it, or the auction. Got you. And this is what I call a top-heavy auction. Right? Everybody is long at the top, and this thing is thin underneath. Now watch what. Now, what I'm looking for is, does this thing here or these just start flipping downwards? Right? It's not looking too good for the bulls up here. Not looking too good. You see? As soon as we pulled away, they added more size. These guys are screwed. Everybody was long over 250. They're only saviors if this bid kind of holds here to we'll say my level 5. And price can come at least down into here. This bid around 201, possibly low. Chasing these guys out there. Let's see what happens. 4.5 minutes to go in the close. Let's just let it run. Speed it up here to a 2 speed. Now that we've kind of broken that all down. Let's see what happens. See that side-by-side delta? See how it's getting mighty heavy? Right-hand side, it's all negative selling. Bids are still trying to come in here and hold. You can see the bid imbalance right here. Trying to refresh this positioning. If this thing starts offering below here, this thing isn't even safe. Right now, you're seeing selling picking up. See if they can hold it. Or if this drill down tape, if they start pounding the lows here below 30, these guys are in trouble. Ideally, I look for price here to go to here, down to here. So this 178 would be my target from. I know from the positioning, we got to offer here below 20 and ideally get through the bid here at the 200. So far, the bids are now coming in here. They're stacking up. How do we close is the question. How do we close? I always wait for auctions to close. The whole thing around levels and tape, you have to let the auction close. All right, you got to give a chance for tape to work through. Okay, go. Minute and a half to go. One of the things I teach most in the room, we talk about certain session closes, how it's very, 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 very important not to enter when a certain amount of time is left in a certain time. See, now we're dropping into that 200 bid, right? It's all, everyone's going. There we go. Now you see, this is where we kind of bounced last time. It's 90, pretty much a there, boom, target. Now look at that. So everyone got caught on the wrong side of that. Look at how much inventory was distributed. If you go above 235 and just do some math, right? Let's just do it real quick before we wrap this up. 10, 5, 17. So 10, 15, 17,000, 17 and 8. We'll say 25, 25, 7, 32, 36, plus 7, 43. A lot. 48, 50,000, 51,000 contracts distributed over 238, right? In about a 80 point span, 60, 38, 60 point span. They distributed about 50,000 contracts. And this is the result of it. Everyone going, oh, sold it to everybody, chasing the move higher. And now they're drilling price down to where they want to buy it. And so they're short covering coming in here. And you can see the aggressiveness now that the auction has first. And this is called drill down tape. Never long this. When you see this type of tape and you want to long here, this, you never touch it. You got to let the auction. We'll let this candle close up and then we'll wrap it up. Summarize. This is great tape. Absolutely great tape. But this stuff happens every single day. This is how the auction. There you go. Barely held the level, held with a really low offer. So now you got a bit of a volume gap right here. We could come back up here and backfill, right? I never like to see on a short side, I never like to see them positioned right at the bottom of the. I get itchy and I don't like that close, especially when we have. Let's just see what happens. We'll run it up here. We'll just see what happens on this next close. They got to keep it close here. They got to keep this thing under 200, drill this thing down, get to this 124. There we go. Boom. There it is. There it is. There it is. Right into the bid, right? And you see, as soon as we hit the bid, boom, they bought it. So there you go. That is more beautiful absorption tape. Thank you for watching. If you like what I'm seeing, give me a thumbs up on the video. Maybe drop a comment, hit like and subscribe. I'll keep pumping out this content. If you want to learn more, come to the chat, the Discord. It's free. There's a whole free side. You can come and learn. I'm there all day long with my guys going over this stuff. If you want to learn more after you come see what I do, a whole lot more to it than just this, then, you know, see us side. But I only have room for about 100 people max. Right now, I think I don't want any more than 100 people teaching side. There's too much. So, but come in and learn for free. Come hang out, hear me, get my daily plan, get my levels, get my context. That's the most important part, context. And you hear me talk tape live. All right. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great July. Happy birthday, America. We'll see you on Monday.